So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24.
Here we go. Let's go.
Off the play fake. Here's Stroud. He's going to air one out right away. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15. A big play right out of the gate on the first play. 61 yards.
And it's hardly an exaggeration when I say, Mike, that he's probably one of the most difficult individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood. He's just hard to cover, and plays like this, it just shows how special he can be.
That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down.
Whoa. 18.
They'll run here. This is Devon Achane. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
From the gun, here's Stroud. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Just a couple plays ago, Mike, it felt like a touchdown was kind of inevitable. They were doing everything they wanted as they marched the length of the field, and then as they got down here close to the red zone and that field condenses, they started getting sloppy in their execution. Now, what do they do on 4th down? Did they try to keep their offense out there and extend the drive, or do they settle for 3?
Under. 19 Texans.
On 4th down, Stroud escaping the pressure right. Touchdown, Philadelphia. It's his 3rd touchdown catch this year.
You just had a feeling that this might be coming, right? It's kind of been brewing all game, Mike. You see it so often on 4th down. The most difficult play to defend deep in the red zone is quarterback scramble. The defense lets the quarterback get outside the pocket. It puts so much pressure on your paced defenders in the secondary, and they can't latch on, and he takes it on himself.
Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line.
Dragon 60. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles.
Ready to throw right away. Here's Milroe. He'll let one go down the middle. And he will score. Todd Felton. Touchdown Browns. It's his 2nd touchdown of the year. No problem there on the extra point. And the Browns come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Now this looks like a design run. And he'll be out of bounds. That's a nice gain, though, on 1st down. A pickup of 7.
And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game. And that's a nice pickup there.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and 3.
18. That's it. Flash.
Now, Stroud. Look wide. Get this one complete. And he gets run out of bounds. A short pickup, but it's good enough for a first down.
You'll see right before the ball was snapped, the quarterback just take a peek. Is there enough space between the defender and your wide receiver that you intend to throw this little quick to? That's called the cushion. Cushion's big enough, you can run the play. He gets up and press coverage, you got to get at it.
Ow, beside. 118. Beside. Hey, south.
They'll run right here. It's Achak. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. If he gets a yard out of that one, it's second down.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Hey, uno more. Here we go. 11. Look to hot.
Here's Stroud. He'll let it go deep left sideline. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion.
It's now 3rd
And as the game goes on, these are the throws they got to find a way to connect with, those chunk plays. I like the idea of pushing it downfield, but the next time they get an opportunity, they've got to find a way to connect.
3rd and 9.
Hey, south. Look.
From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
Here we go. 19 Texas. 118.
They will indeed go as they look to throw. He's got his tight end. That's McBride. And he's going to have the Eagles first down. They come up with a big one there to keep the drive moving and then some.
How about that for your first catch of the game? I mean, to be able to attack the defense with your very first grab really sets things up nicely for the rest of the game. So defensively, they need to tighten up a little bit on the back end. Because I promise you that's not going to be the last time they call his number.
Number 5, Drake London. A 7-yard pickup.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
At the 14-yard line.
118. What's that?
Stroud. It is brought in the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. He's doubled his season output. He now has 4. Extra point by Patterson is good. And the Eagles will move out to a 14-7 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. A return now from the 4. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30.
29-yard line.
Ready, 18, Pioneer. Here we go, set.
They'll go play action with Milroe. This one intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
This is really becoming a key element to playing quarterback in the NFL, Mike. The ability to play off script and use your legs to extend the play. I think in this case, he either needs to tuck that ball down and become a runner, or he just simply needs to throw that ball away.
He'll let this go deep for the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. Touchdown, Philadelphia. On comes Patterson for the PA team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. Safe kick taken at the 5. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line.
32-yard line.
Now Milroe on first down. Open man, that's Rome Odunze. We'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Now Milroe. Down the field, it's caught on that left sideline. And he will go all the way. Touchdown, Cleveland.
The kicker on fourth point after.
Using the tight end to get to the end zone, Greg, it's your old position. You're very familiar with that. That catch and carry. What an ability for your tight end to take it to the house.
Yeah, this was never really the strength of my game, Mike, but we're seeing so many tight ends around the league who not only are great at securing the catch and making the tough ones, but it's their ability to extend the play after the catch that's separating them, just like we saw here.
This taken at the 5. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. Stroud to throw here on first down. Back to the right side. Caught by McBride. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. That one good for 29.
Having a tight end that can contribute in the passing game, Mike, I mean, it just seems like it's become more and more common throughout the entire league. And not only do you have to be reliable, you have to be athletic enough after the catch to take advantage of some of these targets. So it's exactly what he does here, and you can tell why he's such a big part of this offense.
2 nice play calls here to kick off the drive. 15 more on that one.
At the 34-yard line.
19. Outside. 19 seconds.
On first and 10, here's Stroud. That's right side and brought in by Williams.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
Ball on the 27. Here's second and 3.
18. Outside. Right.
So after 1, it's the Eagles with the early advantage. And we're back in Philly in a moment. Eagles in possession to start the second quarter. They've got it with second and 3 coming up.
Oh, right. 18. Outside. Hey, south. Look the hot.
Now Stroud. A short one here, caught by McBride. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. Third and inches.
18.
They'll try and run it here. It's Achane. And he is going to have an Eagles first down. At least at first glance, they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. And they convert on third and inches.
Here we go. 18. Outside.
To throw, it's Stroud. Forced out wide. He's got it at the 7. And they'll get him down inside the 5-yard line. It's first and goal coming up.
That's another Eagles first down.
motion. Stroud headed left, buying time. And he will wisely just get rid of this one and set up second and goal.
They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
Line of scrimmage remains the 4-yard line. It's second and goal.
Here we go. 118. What's that? 12, 12, 12, 12.
Now again, on the ground, and he'll get about halfway there. That's a gain of 2, down to the 2.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up third down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
And he's going nowhere. Met and dropped behind the line. And now it's 4th and goal.
That third down stop, Mike, now changes the entire approach of this offense. You're thinking to yourself, all right, it's third down. Let's run it on up in there. If we don't score, we still have 4th down in our back pocket. But now the defense takes you back for a loss. So what do you do now?
Interesting decision. A field goal makes it a 2-score game.
All right.
They're going to keep the hammer down and go for it on 4th and goal. And this is off. Wow, the decision to go. He's off. Drake London. Touchdown, Eagles.
You know, Mike, I think we're going to see a lot of this. And you know why? It's the new kickoff rule. So think about it. In the old days, you'd kick a field goal, you'd kick a touchback, and your opponent would have the ball on the 20. You didn't give up as much field position, but you only got 3 points. Nowadays, you go for 3 points and you kick a touchback. They get the ball on the 35. It's almost 30 yards of field position. You're just better off going for touchdowns when you get in here tight.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Cowboy 80.
They'll throw on 1st down with Milroe. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a 1st down. In motion, it's Odunze. On 1st down, it's Milroe. That is incomplete.
He just stays on his primary read just a little bit too long. I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only is the ball completed, but I think there's some room to run. So, again, certain quarterbacks are better than others. The ability to process and eliminate targets quickly to move on to the next, that's a skill that really just comes from experience.
Try again. It's 2nd and 10. Working from the shotgun, he'll hand this one off. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, it sets up 3rd down. Milroe. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. From the gun, it's Milroe. To the left side, and that's caught by Felton. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 3. At the Eagles' 30.
Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. He'll get this completed, man out of the backfield. And he will be out of bounds, but you saw that penalty flag come in. Looked like the defender got a head start. So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia right after this. So, they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. Out of the gun, it's Milroe. That's to the end zone, but they cannot connect. It's incomplete. Rome Odunze, the one he was looking for. It's 2nd down.
There isn't much room for error when operating inside the red zone. The field is really condensed. Those throwing windows become a lot tighter and forces your quarterback to make some really highly contested throws. And as we just saw, those aren't always going to go your way.
Again, it's Milroe. Open man, that's Luther Burden. And he will win the race to the pylon. He's in. Luther Burden. Touchdown, Browns. The extra point is up and through. And the Browns are back to within 7. It's 28-21. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. The return starts from the 5. Get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Buggy. Now, what's what? 18. White Tony. Look the hot. Hey, Uno Mars. 19 Texas. Hey, Uno.
Stroud to throw here on 1st and 10. That one out wide to Achane. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down.
Oh, he's hit behind the line, and the ball is out. The Browns have it.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, Mike, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
They send a receiver in motion left. Good blocking to the 15. Looking for the pylons, but the official right there is going to mark them out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Give them 27, and it's 1st and goal.
Get it! Hurry! Let's go!
They'll try to run this one in. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. And hold on to that football, young man. That's a keeper. His first NFL touchdown. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. You're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line.
Look the hot.
On 1st down, it's Stroud. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
That's good. 4 First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Hey, south, south, south.
From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
On second down, Stroud exiting the pocket right. He'll let this one go long for Williams. What about that? Out of bounds, all the way down inside the 15. A big play at a critical juncture in this game. 42 yards. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's first and 10.
White zone. Hey, King.
From the gun, here's Stroud. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up second down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
That's to the end zone, but it is incomplete.
So instead of celebrating a touchdown, he's just heading back to his huddle trying to keep his head up as everyone kind of looks at him sideways. If that ball hits your hands at this level, you've just got to make the catch. That's what your quarterback's counting on. That's what your teammates are counting on. Frankly, that's what this entire stadium is counting on.
After back-to-back incompletions, they now face third down and 10. Stroud. Now a screen set up for Achane. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the lines. Fourth down coming up. Out comes Riley Patterson to try the field goal. It'll be a 35-yard attempt. Patterson's kick is good. And the Eagles get 3 here late in the first half to take the lead.
Good snap, good hold, really good operation by the specialist. Gives this offense the lead right before the halftime break. Now the question will be, can they build on this as they try to close this game out as we look forward to the second half?
From the 35, it's first and 10.
Kevin Byron, get up. Panther 6, come back in. Cut, 60 Bobcat. It's Panther 11, Panther 11.
From the shotgun, it's Milroe. Going down the middle of the field, and he's got his tight end. Now we'll get a timeout, Cleveland. That's their second. And they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. Middle they go. And he searches for a gain of about 5. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they get the timeout. So the Browns going to bring out their kicker and try a field goal. He'll bang that one through. It's good. So 1 half in the books. Second half coming up. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Could not ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. Now return coming from the 7. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. Here's There's a run to begin this third quarter. And they're going to mark them down up past the 35. They get 11 and quickly pick up the first down.
The ability to be effective on first down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a third down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
Forced out left. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he'll get about 3 as he's forced out of bounds.
There's a lot of quarterbacks around the league that really struggle with this, Mike, but not this guy. A righty quarterback moving to his left. Your mechanics, your footwork, and your arm talent all have to align. And tell you what, he does it about as well as anybody around the league.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 6. Now a handoff, running right.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
How would you like to be this running back here? You get the ball, you're thinking, all right, get through the line. Next thing you know, the big old D tackle's just waiting for you there in the hole. Nowhere for you to go as he takes you down for a loss.
Got it. Ready?
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
Ready? Yep.
Now Milroe. Quick throw here is complete. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Look at that team. 79 Broncos.
Throwing is Milroe. That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Eagles will take over at their own 15.
You know, Mike, I like the early aggressive play call to start this second half. I think anytime you find yourself in a tie ball game, you want to be the team that strikes next. In this case, it backfires. They have the turnover. Now it's their defense that's taking the field, and they're going to have to come up with a stop and keep this game all squared up.
11. Oh,
On 1st and 10, here's Stroud. Flush to his right. He bought as much time as he could, but he will finally be taken down.
It's first down. You got to get the ball out of your hands. I understand trying to take a shot. I love it on early downs. But once it's not there and that protection starts to break down, it's either check down or throwaway. You don't want to be in 2nd and long.
Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And he's trying to get upfield, but cannot do it. Now backwards to the 2.
The best defenders can just sense when a screen is coming. They can tell the body language of the offensive lineman's pass set. They can tell on the drop of the quarterback. It just doesn't look right. It's exactly the case here. Great job getting to the back and taking him down for a loss.
And that is incomplete.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go, taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that first down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up 4th down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
On 4th down, Daniel Whelan is on to punt, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. This will be returned from the other side of midfield, and he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there.
Ready? Deputy Lyons.
The drive will start on the ground. And a nice run there on first down, getting 8. Setting up 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Ready, ready. Here we go, here we go. Hook, empty Cardinals.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he will keep the drive moving. Gets the first down. Nice gain of 5.
So, Mike, you know by now my philosophy on third down. If it was up to me, I would only want to be in third down. I want to get all of my conversions on first and second down and be able to stay in those neutral down situations. So it's exactly what they do here. They lean on the ground game and pick up a fresh set of downs.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
Ready.
To the air, it's Milroe. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
Impressive play by the defensive end here, Mike. It's his technique. It put him in position to not only make the play, but it's that closing speed that's allowed him to finish it off.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Burton, the man on the move. Little quick pass to the receiver, heading right. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
No gain on the play. Leads to 3rd
Empty
and
Cardinals,
11.
empty Cardinals.
On 3rd down, Milroe. Another one there for Burton. And he's into the end zone. Luther Burton. Touchdown, Browns. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. The extra point, up and good. And the Browns will go up by 7. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. A short one taken at the 10. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. They'll start on the ground. It's Achane. And the struggles continue. He's dropped behind the line again.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Stroud to throw. Into traffic, but taken in. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. So, no shortage of offense in this one as we end the 3rd. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38.
Wow, for today. 18. What's up? Hey, Uno.
On the ground, Achane opens up this 4th quarter. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Remember this one thing. It is not how well or how often you run the ball in the NFL. It's when do you run the ball well in the NFL. And I think that's what a lot of these offensive play callers are starting to realize. Can you run the ball well in critical moments of the game? More important than how many gross yards you run for.
2nd and inches.
Tony. Hey.
They'll stay on the ground with Achane. The tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 12. Good for an Eagles first down.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Write down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Right at 18.
Throwing from the pistol, Stroud. The throw across his body is complete. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the Browns' 36-yard line.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 5. On the ground, here is Achane. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. They gain 18 yards on that one. 1st down, Philadelphia.
1st and 10.
Well, here he is just taking over this drive from the running back spot. And frankly, Mike, any time the secondary and defensive backs are making a lot of tackles downfield, you know the offensive line's doing their job up front. We can see the results. I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Hey, south. All right. At 18. What's that?
Now, Stroud. Get this complete. It's Williams over the middle. And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown.
First down. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Here we go. Hey.
On the bootleg, it's Stroud. That is caught, and he's got another one. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A 3-touchdown game for him. That's now 5 on the year. The kick is good, and that will tie this game here in the 4th quarter. All even. 4th quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? Now, here comes a return from the mound. Wow, they are hitting now. Been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on that return. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10.
No, Rick, 70.
On play action, Milroe. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Brian Burns. He gets in to drop him for his 1st sack of the young season. Here's Milroe to throw. That's complete. It's Odunze. And he's taken down up past the 35. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Milroe. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
They got there in a hurry.
It's Stephanie Ray.
On second down, here's Milroe. Throwing it right into the hands of his running backs. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
Ready.
To throw again is Milroe. This is intercepted.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. On the ground to start the drive, it's Achane. Finding space inside the 40. And he will score. Devon Achane. Touchdown, Eagles. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the year. Extra point by Patterson is good. And the Eagles will go up by 7. So the lead is 7 now. Here in this 4th quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. And no chance to return this one. Through the end zone for a touchback. They'll come up for 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning remains as we get set for 1st and 10. This one complete right side. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. Double as good there. They get the 1st down and save a timeout.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. It is a gain of 23 yards, and now they'll have 4 shots at it. It's 1st and goal.
At the 7-yard line.
Here we go. 1st and goal.
Get it. Check. Viking, 18. Flag.
They'll keep it on the ground. He'll be wrapped up there down at the 3-yard line. Now here's 2nd and goal.
A 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line.
19 Tiger. 19 Tiger. Go, Reed. Go. Go.
They'll stick to the ground. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal. He'll run, and he barrels his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
All right, so Mike, now the interesting thing is, do you want to take the lead with still enough time for your opponent to get the ball back to go to try to win it? I think I'm kicking the extra point here, tie the game. I don't want my opponent in a fast 2-minute mode to try to win this game in regulation. Now I'm playing for overtime.
Tie game. Still time to break that tie, though, as you see. Maybe run a 2-minute offense. And the kick's in the air. He'll get as much as he can, protecting the football as he dives to the ground. This is 1st and 10.
Look the hot, look the hot. Oh, ready?
They'll drop to throw. That's taken in by Achane. He gets free inside the 20. And he'll be taken down. The Browns going to use the first of their timeouts here. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Achane. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Cal will get a timeout, Cleveland. That's their second. Clock stops with 1:06 to go in this one.
At the 16.
They'll come up now for second down.
Alpha tonight. 18. What's up? Tonight.
Now it's Achane. And he's taken down. That will get them a bit closer. Every yard going to help the field goal kicker right now.
Gain of 5.
The Browns going to use the last of their timeouts now. The stoppage comes with just over a minute to play in this one.
On the quick, right?
They'll run here.
Well, this sets up a big call here, Mike, on 4th down. You find yourself in a tie ball game with the ball. Do you decide to keep your offense on the field and try to play for 6? Or are you content coming off the field, taking the lead by 3? We'll see what this coach decides.
Possibly the play of the game right here. It is 4th down.
Alpha tonight. Tonight. Tony.
So the Eagles will use their first timeout here as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. They can still pick up a first down here, and they'll line up to go for it
Here we go.
on 4th down.
11 left. 18. What's up? Hey, south. Tonight.
From the gun, here's Stroud. And he will have the first down. So they roll the dice